On this episode of Inside the Vibe TV, it's time for Goombay. Watch as we take you through the streets of the lovely Coconut Grove, Florida, during the 35th annual Miami Bahamas Goombay Festival. As you will see in our program, the festival celebrates Bahamian culture in an exceptional way. Our host, Rebecca Jador, will speak to the wonderful vendors, happy patrons, and the hard-working staff of Goombay Festival 2011. Plus, you'll find out what preparations take place to organize such a huge event as Rebecca Jador sits down for an exclusive interview with the president of Goombay himself, Mr. Charles Gibson. Let's watch this fantastic episode of Inside the Vibe TV.
Rebecca Jador, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Vibe TV. Today we're at the 35th annual Miami Goombay Festival here in the beautiful Coconut Grove, Florida. Every June, thousands of people fill the streets of Miami's Coconut Grove during the Goombay Festival. Aside from the food and fun, the festival celebrates Bahamian culture. So experience the taste, the sights, and sounds of Goombay with me today. I'm with Inside the Vibe TV. Can you please tell me what brings you back every year to Goombay?
Goombay is one of the Bahamian festivals that we have here every year throughout Coconut Grove. People from everywhere come out here.
Okay, Paul, can you tell me what is the influence? Do you feel like Goombay definitely represents Bahamas, or like what do you think is the influence that Goombay has on the community?
It's the influence of Coconut Grove, Bahamas. A lot of Bahamian settlers came from the Bahamas here.
And do you have any family members who came from the Bahamas?
Sure, Cash. My grandfather and grandmother used to have a store, a grocery store, on the corner right here. The only pool room in Coconut Grove. My grandfather was the only descent of the Bahamas.
Wow.
Eleuthera, Bahamas.
Okay, and can you tell me what is your favorite part about Goombay?
The junk canoe and the food.
How are you doing, Sandy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. So, Sandy, what brings you to Goombay every year?
It's the food, the music, etc. The people.
And is your family life a big part of Goombay?
Yes. Actually, my grandfather helped build Coconut Grove, for what my grandmother told me.
Wow, that's amazing. And do you live in Coconut Grove right now?
Yes, I do. I live on Grand Avenue.
But can you tell me what influences Goombay has on you personally, if any?
Pretty much, it's the history. It's a mix between like the Bahamians and the people from Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, and that's where my grandparents came from, Georgia. They came from Fort Valley, Georgia, and I think my grandfather came from Macon, Georgia. So my grandfather came here probably during the time of Mr. Brown's grandfather. And like I said, my grandfather is the one who helped build Coconut Grove. And Coconut Grove has a lot of history, and that's what I like about Coconut Grove is that, you know, that Bahamian, you know, South Carolina, that Georgia, that Alabama history. So that's one thing I like about Coconut Grove.
So what is your favorite part about Goombay?
It's the food, most of all. I love conch fritters. That's one thing I like about Goombay. It's the conch fritters.
Okay, thank you so much, Sandy.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Thelma Gibson, I just want to tell you it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. It's also a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. So can you tell me a little bit about the history of Goombay?
Well, Goombay was started back in the early 70s, and a young man named George Major came up with the idea of having a Goombay festival. And he was from descent of the Bahamas, and he felt that this would be a good thing to have for our community. And so it's really started primarily because George Major had this as an idea. And then they had a board, and Billy Roll and his wife Frankie Roll were a part of that, along with Walter Green, And Walter Green, along with George, was really the founders of the Goombay. And they put together a group, and so it was really something. My late husband, who was Theodore Gibson, was a member of the Miami City Commission, and he was able to get some of the things they needed to help them to get started. And so that's how he became involved, but he was not one of the founders of it. It was really founded by the community. And so it has been going on since the 70s. I'm not exactly sure what year this is, but I know it's been a number of years since it's been on, because my husband's been dead for 29 years. Unfortunately, our young people don't understand the importance of our history, and that's one of the things that we have not been able to do through the years, is to continue with our history. The Bahamians came here and built up Coconut Grove. They really started, they brought in their own plant. They are the ones who brought in the hibiscus and the crotons, and many of the fruit trees that they had in the Bahamas were brought to America because Bahamians came, and they did a lot of the coral rock. They built a lot of buildings with the coral rock. They used the Florida pine to build buildings. And so they helped build up this city. And I think what we need to do is continue to say to our young people the importance of what the Bahamians brought to this country. I was fortunate that my grandfather, who came here as a teenager, really back in the 1880s, Daniel Anderson, came and settled and worked for the Monroes for many years, and so they have a picture of him that I have that was done in 1895, Our Dan, and it has been in many books and articles throughout. Albemarle Parks picked it up because she saw that same picture over the mantle of the Monroe's home, and she came to me and I had the picture, so they've been able to use that picture throughout. And I think we need to really teach our young people more about our history, how we got here, and especially the Bahamian history, because they did a great job in helping to build this place. And whenever you see coral rock, you know that was brought by the Bahamian to this country.
Right now I'm here with Woe's Kitchen. Can you please introduce yourself to me?
Yes, I am Sheldon. I'm the co-founder of Woe's Kitchen. Because once you eat anything come out of Woe's Kitchen, you're going to say, whoa.
So how long have you been coming to Goombay?
For the last 5 years. I've been here on and off every day, stick and stay, because we cook all day. Woe's Kitchen, baby, Woe's Kitchen.
So what brings you back every year?
The people. It's just so spectacular with all the live entertainment, and people really enjoy my food. I can't miss this.
So Woe's, can you tell me what's your specialty dish?
My specialty dish, you really want to know my specialty?
Yes, I do.
The world famous garlic crabs. I put Captain Crabs out of business. Out of business.
So what's so special about your crabs?
If I tell you, I'm going to have to kill you.
I don't want that, I don't want that. Can I get a sample though?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and also I want to know, besides the food, what else would you say is the best part about Goombay?
The Goombay is just the people and excitement. How everybody just come together as one and just have fun with no violence.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Y'all have a nice day, and we'll all support each other. Thank you.
And this is Woe's from Woe's Kitchen, y'all. Thank you.
Kitchen, baby. Just make it do what it do, baby.
Whoa! It's good, it's good. It's real good. Thank you so much.
Y'all enjoy yourself, and I hope to see y'all next year. Okay?
We're gonna flip on in a minute. Y'all get ready for it.
Inside the vibe with Robert Rubenstein, Lobsters of Robert Rubenstein.
I don't hope anybody gets in an accident, but if you do, I hope you'll call me.
Mrs. Rose, is Mrs. Lee, I want to thank you for doing this interview with me, first of all. And I know you all have a big part in the organization of Goombay. Can you tell me exactly what goes on behind the scenes?
A lot of work from a lot of people, but a small board of real workers. Very few, but it's not as large as it was before, but we are still trying to let it move on. We don't want to stop the tradition. we try to get sponsorship. It's very hard to get sponsorships, the big ones anyway. We get a few, 2,000, 1,500 that contribute to it. And that is what we need to try to increase, and we need everybody's help to help us with it. People talk about it going from one size to the other size, but they don't really realize the kinds of funds that we need in order to put this festival on. And everybody that works with us are volunteers. Nobody get paid. And if we could get contributions financial contributions from some of the people in the community, then that would help us a lot. If we can get some from the politicians, because they do have funds available which they can donate to different organizations, that would help us a lot. We would be able to expand back where we were before, but we're going to have it. Even if we have to cut it to a half a day, we're going to have it. So I'm begging and pleading to all of the people that's listening to this to please come out and help us. We do have a website. It's www.goombayfestivalcoconutgrove.com. There is a telephone number on there, 448-9501. And you can call me. That's my telephone number. And call and say that, okay, I'll give $1, $2 or $3 or 1,000 or 2 or 3, and we'll be so happy. And what else?
How many years have you been working with Goombay?
About 32, Mrs. Rowe. About 32 I've been with it, huh?
Yeah, I guess maybe I've been 35, I guess.
I'm here with Mr. Charles Gibson, the president of Goombay, the 35th Annual Festival. Can you please tell me a little bit about what it takes to pull off something this major?
Well, it takes a lot of involvement from a series of people. We have a committee of dedicated volunteers, and it's important to reach out to the community. That's one of the first steps, to let people know exactly what it's about. The Miami Bahamas Goombay Festival has been going on for about 35 years, and there have been people, of course, before me. There'll be people after me, but the key is that we are celebrating Bahamian heritage, particularly those pioneers who have been instrumental in the growth of Coconut Grove. One of the things that is crucial is to reach out to sponsors. It's very important. You want to make sure that you cultivate the sponsors that you currently have, and you want to reach out to some new sponsors. This year we've been fortunate enough to have the NBA. They've been one of our title sponsors, and they've been with us for about 6 or 7 years. We've also had other sponsors who've come. We've had attorneys, Robin Rubenstein. He's been instrumental. He's been with us for the last 2 years, Ben and Jerry's. We've had Sprite, Coca-Cola. We've had Budweiser, who's always been with us, I think, for about maybe 15 years now. And those are the sponsors that you want to make sure you take care of. Tampica is one. We also have Golden Peak, and they have a tea company. But again, to reiterate, the key is the sponsors. That's usually one of the first steps. Then the second part of that is to have your vendors. Those are people who will be purchasing booths, who want to sell their wares and try to celebrate some of the Bahamian culture. You have conch salad, you have conch fritters, you have some other authentic Bahamian dishes. You also want to have that flavor, so that calls like entertainment. So you want to have some of your Bahamian police band, you want to have your Junkanoo, which are a group of people who dress up in Bahamian costumes, and what they do is they have a rush, and a rush comes through, and they have their horns, and they have their bells, cowbells, and they rush through. And that feeling is an excitement. People really look forward to seeing the Junkanoo. Another aspect is actually the people. You want people to know about what's going on, that Goombay is actually coming. A lot of people in this area and people who drive through Coconut Grove will see the streamers, and that's usually the signal that Goombay is coming. You have to get some advertising, radio, TV, and the NBA has been instrumental in that. They've bought advertising ads. They have bought advertising through the radio and TV to let people know that Goombay is coming. Another avenue, another prong to the success or the organization of an event is to have city services involved. You want to have like the city of Miami that will come through, Miami-Dade County. Those are city services, and that's very instrumental in the actual festival, because you need the police, solid waste, firefighter, barricades. You need all of those things, and it's almost like a recipe that you put everything together, and at the end of the day you hope that the product that you put out, which is Goombay, is successful, and at the end of the day you want people to enjoy it and to come back. The June 1st is the week that everyone comes back and says, cousin, I haven't seen you in a while, let's get some conch salad. Cousin, I haven't seen you in a while, let's hit some conch fritters. Or cousin, I haven't seen you in a while, let's join the Junkanoo Rush. So it's a real good time to celebrate the Bahamian heritage, and it's also a good time to see some family and friends. So I think that's what really motivates me. You know, I really believe in it. When I hear those cowbells going and I've had a long day, like at this time, it really motivates me. So those are one of the things that motivate me to continue.
And how long have you been involved in Goombay?
I've been involved personally in about 5 years. It's about 5 years, and the last 3 years I have been the president of the Goombay Festival. I say president, but I mean I'm really just one of many board members. It just so happens that I have that title, but it's really a collective effort. We really don't have a hierarchy, but somebody has to take that mantle. But in actuality, it's a real collective effort. My board is very good. They do a lot of things, and this is, I must say, is a working board in the sense that they don't just sit at board meetings and make decisions. These are people who attend the meetings that need to be made, make the phone calls that need to be made, fill out the paperwork that needs to be filled out, and they're really dedicated. Without them, we really wouldn't have this festival.
Thank you so much, Charles, for the interview.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Okay, so tell me what brings you to Goombay today.
Food. Definitely food. The food is delicious. You can get some good conch, and the vibes are good. The people are good. It's good synergy out here. So just want to help out where we can support.
And what about you?
Well, this is my first time, so she told me it was good food and a lot of great things going on down here, so I wanted to come and take a look. It's really kind of cool. I saw a Junkanoo festival, haven't done that in many years. I saw one in the Bahamas, and it kind of gave me that feeling. It was good.
And how many years have you been coming to Goombay?
I've been coming, I'll say, for the past 10 years, ever since I've known that Goombay takes place the first Sunday. And this is the first Sunday it didn't rain.
Okay, so besides the food, I know people are here to celebrate their culture. How can you say the Goombay Festival celebrates Bahamian culture?
I say it celebrates it really nicely, greatly. It gives it, it's definitely diversity, it's definitely culture, it's definitely good for the vendors, so it's really good. It's a positive thing. I hope to see more.
And because this is your first time, do you think you'll be back next year?
Oh yes, I'd love to. This will be great. I'll put it on my calendar.
Thank you. This has been the Vibe, Inside the Vibe TV. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're watching Inside the Vibe TV. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Maya, have you been coming to Goombay all your life?
Yeah.
So what do you like most about it?
The celebration.
Did it help you, like, know more about the Bahamian culture? What about the celebration do you like?
Just the parade, seeing, just having fun.
What about the food? Is the food good?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite food to eat here?
Mangoes.
Mangoes? conch fritter is the best food out here. This has been Rebecca Jador with Inside the Vibe TV. See ya! These are the Bahama Mamas.